This is Greg Troutwine with Offshore Engineer TV, and we're very pleased to be joined by Fraser Milne,
Yes.
the Engineering and Project Director for Balmoral Comtec here at the OTC 2025. Why don't you just give us a little update? It's been a year, a lot changes in a year. Why don't you give us a little oversight of the past year, some major projects?
Yeah, so it's been a very positive year for Balmoral. You know, we've probably had about record turnovers. Doing a lot of work out of Brazil, out of Guyana, and also we've had significant growth in the renewables market. So yeah, it's been very positive for us. We have a lot of new products coming through the system as well, so it's quite exciting times and exciting future ahead for us.
I understand one of the investments has been a $1 million investment in a wave and current research facility. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Greg, the wave and current facility is to back up our investment in HexDefense. So HexDefense is a product that Balmoral developed for scour protection for the offshore renewables. You know, when you have a turbine in the fixed wind market, when the currents come in, it digs up the seabed effectively. And traditionally you put rock down to prevent that, and we developed the HexDefense product that takes away the need for rock and gives more surety within the market. Now what you have to do is then back up and prove your claims on this product, and what we've done is invested heavily in the wave and current facility to allow us to do a wide variety of testing to prove the product and show that it actually works.
Okay, so you have the new facility, you have HexDefense. How exactly will that facility help the evolution of HexDefense?
Well, HexDefense will evolve within the test centre, you know, defining its optimum range, the optimum sizes, the optimum configuration. We also got to check things like edge scour, that HexDefense could have some erosion, seabed erosion at the edges, or winnowing, which is the erosion at the centre. So the test facility allows us to make those modifications to eliminate all those problems. And then just over a period of time, as you go into worse conditions, or you can then evolve your design to make sure that it's the ideal solution. And the beauty with HexDefense and with this testing is we can actually understand if some fields that are not currently viable could actually become viable with our product.
Can you talk a little bit about the transition that you're seeing in the market from the traditional ways to new ways like a HexDefense?
Yeah, the HexDefense advantage against rock, while it's also commercially advantageous to use HexDefense, it also gives you certainty and surety. You know, so when you dump rock, you have to ensure that the rock's going to be there for the life of field. HexDefense, because of the construction of it, it will be there for life of field, but it also gives you surety at the end of the field. You know, there's a lot of areas in the world that rock's going to have to be recovered. Now that's a challenge. You know, hoovering up the seabed, removing the rock is going to be a challenge for everybody. HexDefense, put down a crane, lift it up. You know, so seabeds return to its natural condition very, very easily.
So tell me now, the new test facility, and I always love talking about the new test facilities because it's a major investment for an individual company or organization. Is this exclusively for Balmoral Comtec, or is it for third-party use as well?
No, the test facility at the moment has been used exclusively for Balmoral while we fine-tune HexDefense, but very shortly, probably within the next couple of months, it's going to be open to the market. Anyone can use it. It's a facility that's been lacking in Aberdeen. You know, there is facilities around the world, they're very busy, but there hasn't been one that particular in Aberdeen, where a lot of the engineering happens, so it's bringing the availability back up to Scotland.
When you look at this investment, and again, I know any of the engineering companies under this hall, it's continual investment. So how does the investment in this facility fit into the overall strategy of Balmoral Comtec?
Yeah, Balmoral's strategy is a growth strategy. We're looking to grow as a business. The test facility backs that up by allowing us to grow with HexDefense, but it's only one of many investments we've made within our facility. You know, we've expanded our capacities for our syntactic foams, and we've expanded our capability for floating offshore wind. You know, so when floating offshore wind comes, we're prepared. So it's all about growth and all making sure that we're ready to go when the market's ready for us.